Yes, Guruji. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Namastute Vyasa Visala Buddhe Pullarvindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purna Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipa. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murti Pujamulam Gurur Padam Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hari Om. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Maharani ki jai. Hari Om. We are discussing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, and the same 7th sloka, it is not yet completed. Mame vanso jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manah sasthanindriyani prakriti sthani karsati. And in eternal portion of myself, having become a living soul in the world of life, draws to the senses with the mind for the sixth, abiding in nature. That is what we are discussing. And we are discussing yesterday about the ignorance. How is the ignorance and how is this individual being? It was taken from one angle of vision as the reflection of the Absolute. It is not there, and yet it is taken as if it is there. Further we shall see the individual soul is only an imaginary or fictitious portion of Brahma. It is not a real portion. For the Supreme Being is indivisible. It has no parts. If it has parts, it would be liable to destruction. When the parts are disjoined or removed, then the whole body will collapse. So the truth, the Supreme Brahman will be destroyed. If the parts are destroyed, he will be destroyed. So in this way, the Supreme Self cannot be, the Brahman cannot be divisible. It is all-pervading, homogeneous, one presence only. So parts are only imaginary assumptions. The senses abide in nature, in their respective seats, such as ear, skin, tongue, eye and nose. A sannyasi living in the cave of the Himalayas dreams that he is a married man and move about hither and thither to get a job for his livelihood. Even so, the individual soul forgets its real divine nature, mistakes the impure, perishable body for the pure, immortal self, and the immortal self, and imagines that it is the real actor or enjoyer by identifying itself with the body. It says, I am the karta, I am the bhukta, I am a soul bound by samsara, I am happy, I am miserable. It becomes finite by these thoughts. In this way, mistaking the body as I, the individual soul goes on imagining and having relationships with all these objects of the senses, and it gets tied up with it by attachment and goes on eternally being entangled in it. In this way, this fact we always discuss every now and then. It has become our common discussion factor. So this way only the individual soul thinks, I am different, I am limited, I am something, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, etc. But it is not at all there. If the bubble thinks, I am something other than the ocean, who can help it? So can it be able to think, I am something? Here the question arises. Of course, this fact we always discuss, but the question is there any capability in an individual soul who is not at all there to think, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer? Similarly, can the toys think, we are dancing, we are doing, and we are having, we are enjoying, and we are having our relationships with each other? Can a toy think like that? Has it any possibility of thinking like this? Huh? Can a robot think, I have some relationships in the world? It has got no mind of independent mind. It has mind, but artificial mind, when it is what we call, it is set in that way. क्या कहते हैं उसको? Programmed it in this way. Then only it will think according to program. It has got no independent thoughts of its own. How can it think, I am so and so, I have some relations with my other robots. So this is the most important question to be solved. Who is thinking that I am the doer and I am the enjoyer? Who is thinking? If innumerable, uncountable waves are created and dissolved, or bubbles have been created and burst into water, what happens to the ocean? What gain, what loss? What happens to it? Similarly, is there any meaning of our thinking, I am the body and I am the doer, I am the enjoyer? Is there any meaning, is there any value for it? So who is suffering and who is shouting, I am suffering, suffering? And we have all these sayings. The God is Artatran. If you call Him from your core of your heart, He comes to your risk. And we, all these great people, they say, no prayer is unheard. Who prays and who hears the prayer? All these questions are very interesting, very complicated as well, and it should be solved. Who is the person? Who is this individual being who thinks I am the body, I have the senses, I am the part of the absolute, and I am doer, I am enjoyer, I have such relationships with my. Who is that? How is that? Why we are breaking our head? Everywhere we see the individual being is not there, and it is just imaginary body. How can you suffer in the imagination? Yes, of course, we suffer even in the dream. We do suffer. We shout, we do everything. And in the dream also, somebody comes to our risk. Somebody helps us, and somebody kills us also. Somebody goes against us. In dream also we see our friends and foes, everything. We climb the mountain in the dream, and somehow we slip down, and dhadam, down in the foothills, and legs are broken. You are shouting for help, 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 and shouting in the dream, you get up. What is the meaning of that dream? Has it got any meaning when you wake up? This is the only solution we can have. We are in the dream, and not only we are in the dream, we are also the dream objects in others' dream. And those dreamers also, they are also dream objects of some other dreams. Dreams within dream, within dream, within dream. In this way, this world is going on. This is how, though there is no reality in it, yet we are the doers and sufferers, and we have relationships, we have everything, we pray, we get the result, we have friends, we have enemies, everything is there, just as in the dream. And it is said, the Lord, the Creator, or the Lord Vishnu, who creates on the lotus, the Creator, Padmagarbha, he goes on, Vasanad Vasudevasya Vasitam Bhuvanatrayam. All these worlds, they are just only in the mind of the Lord Vishnu. He has some imaginations. And in the imagination, he is with every particular thought. And those thoughts appear with some names and forms and all these actions and reactions. That is called nature. We are in the dreams of somebody, and that is either Brahma or Brahma's grandfather, and finally somebody is imagining all these. So what is the solution out of it? Can we keep quiet? Can you have some consolation, some peace by thinking in this way? Is it the solution? Will it give some solution to your problems? We have discussed it 1,000 times. Everything is real. Jiva kalpana, jagat kalpana, sabai kalpana, dirgha sapana. Nothing exists, nothing belongs to me. I am neither body nor mind, immortal self am I. So does it give any solution to you? Little peace, little consolation? Does it give? It does give. When, how, to whom? One thinks it. Everything is thoughts. Take it for granted. Everything, the whole world is thoughts of somebody. Okay? If this is accepted to its true meaning, yes, everything is thought. So I am nothing but 1/3 trying to become many. Every thought becomes many, goes on multiplying. So I am one thought, I, that is one thought, and it is going on multiplying. Okay? In the dream or in the imagination. If this is accepted by the thought itself, can the thought be troubled? I am a thought. I am a thought. And everything is a dream. When you get up from the dream, do you worry for the dream where you are suffering? Does anybody worry for the suffering in the dream? Nobody. Similarly, when this thought is 100% accepted by the thought is accepted by the thought as a thought, then the thought disappears. When the bubble clashes with another bubble, both burst, and only remnants is water. So they say, after negating everything, the remembrance is the truth. Negating everything, this is the best way, this effective, best way. Neither I am something, nor I am a thought, nor I have something. There is no I, no my. If you go on negating in this way, of course we can negate, just as I am not the body, I am not the hand, I am the body. This we can easily think and accept. I am not the hand, I am the whole total body. Is there any difficulty to think like this? Similarly, I am not the thought. I am not the thought. And thoughts are only have taken form. Body, mind, all these ego, etc., prana, and all these doership and enjoyership, everything are only thoughts. And finally, when we discuss anything we discuss or anything we conclude, is it possible without the thinking process? Can anything happen? I or my or troubles or happiness or problems or solutions or I or my relationships, whatever you think, whatever you have, whatever you enjoy, your sufferings, your enjoyments, is it without the mind, without the thought? So how can I not accept that everything is based on thoughts only? Why should I not accept it? Everything is only thought process. So if it is a thought, where is the cause for worries? Do you worry in your imaginary castle in the air if it is robbed by some robbers? Do you worry for it? Positive, negative, what we not think. Everything we think. In the imaginary world, everything is possible. Just as I gave the example of my swastika ashram. So many things. For days together I went on thinking, seriously, day and night. And what not was there in the ashram? So many doctors were engaged when the people were suffering from diarrhea after eating the bhandara for days together. That also is possible in the thought process. And I enjoyed it. Similarly, we should always go to the thinker, not to the thoughts. Who is the thinker? Can anybody think without any awareness? I am thinking that I should be traced out. Who am I? That is what all the great thinkers, great seers, great saints and sages, they have given us. Enquire, who am I? Gurudev used to sing always, enquire who am I, know thyself and be free. Enquire, who am I, where am I, what am I, why am I, where from am I? All सियाल सियाल बिल्ली अच्छा
बिल्ली को कोई अटैक कर रहा है।
करने दो आपका बिल्ली है अरे विधाता ऐसे तो हम परेशान है हम seriously when we think it seriously that seriousness gives all the solutions, but generally we don't think seriously within our heart of hearts. We just think outwardly, superficially, we just make it a show that we are doing all this. All these thoughts, they don't enter into our heart. If it happens, this is how it can give us some solution and peace. And then everything dwindles into nothing. And the remnants remains, and that is the absolute, what we can, it is. It is tranquility, silence, absolute silence, and that is you or yours or everything. And that we name as Supreme Brahman or truth or call it in any term anybody likes. This is how he says this individual is, which is known as I, and who is known as doer and enjoyer, they are only imaginary identities, and they don't really. So what happens to Lord's this declaration, Mamevansa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana? What is that Mamevansa? My eternal portion, Sanatana, Sanatana Ans. Did he lie? Kalu is both chalu. Did he put us into some willful?
Why don't we have the powers then? If we are the same part of him, so why don't we have the powers like that?
Why?
उनके जैसे शक्ति क्यों नहीं है?
Because of limitations, he says clearly. If you break down your limitations, you are one with me. So clearly, every now and then declares, "Arey, come to me." You will get rid of all this confusion, illusion, and all the jans. So he says he gives the way. So what to do? That means this is the way he says, he speaks the truth. Mame vansa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatan. This is jiva. I think of all these because he is the thinker. And his thoughts are there. Our thoughts also never die. Every thought is eternal. Your thought also is eternal. It never gets destroyed. That's how the holder of all your impressions of the thoughts, the chitta is eternal chitta. Only when there will be fire in it, then only it will it will be burnt into ashes, or else it will go on for eternity. That is what he says, Jivaloka Sanatana. That Sanatan is temporary Sanatan. What you say? Once we were coming from, Swamiji was walking ahead, I was following him from Sarda Kutir to Gangotri temple. And just near, little before temple, there was some sheds near the helipad, and Swamiji indicated that Premanand Swami, you see, all these were not there. And whom does it belong? Huh? Who has made all these structures? I said, Swamiji, such and such, Samuel, some Pandit, he has made some permanently temporary structures. This word, permanently temporary, Swamiji, what do you mean? Swamiji caught this word. What do you mean by permanently temporary? Permanently temporary. This is how permanently, no, temporarily permanent. Temporarily permanent. Sanatana means it has got an end. When? If it sets fire, then only it will be destroyed, or else it will go on. Jnana Agni Dagdha Karmani. Or else it will go on for eternity. From that sense it is said, it is Sanatana, who is not at all there. How it is Sanatana? Because it is false. The ignorance has got no end. From that angle also it is Sanatana. And now he is telling it is just false. As long as the truth will be there, so long it's all these thoughts or these vibrations or these glimpses, all these projections of what we say, Jasmat Spuranti Sikara Jasmat Anandasya Ambare Abanu. आनंद का स्फुरण जहाँ से होता रहता है, because it is the bliss absolute and it is so transparent, it appears as if it is just projecting itself out. Out means within itself. The drops of bliss. What do you mean by drops of bliss? Can you have drops of bliss? We can have drop of water, drop of honey or drop of oil, but how can you have the drop of bliss? Just for saying sake, we say. That means it is felt everywhere in all conditions. It is experienced by itself in all conditions, everywhere, at all time. That is how, as long as it will be there, so long its misunderstanding will be there. As long as the object will be there, so long the reflection or the shadow will be there. So it is eternal. And he says, the jiva also is just imagination, reflection. So it is eternal. Yes, Guruji.
Maharaj, from a relative point of view, एक part common बोला है.
Huh?
One part is common, कुछ part common है. part.
Huh?
So this from a relative point of view, Realme 9A phone, Realme 9B phone में बैटरी कॉमन है, ऐसे कुछ पार्ट कॉमन है वो कॉमन है.
Common है awareness. What is common in you and me? You are a human being, I am also a human being. That is common. What is common in a male and female? They are human beings. That is common factor. Something common is go on finding what is common in everybody, so that is existence and awareness and the contentment, the happiness of being, of existing. That is common in everything, in living being, in inert beings, everywhere, everything, everywhere it is common. So that common factor is reality. And what is not common, you have to keep it in bracket. As per solving, the process of solving the algebra and other mensuration or trigonometry theories. Understood? The common factor is taken for granted and everything else is kept within the bracket. Anytime we can set fire. Okay? So this is how all these questions arise even if you are a thought, you have some problems in this way. And when the problem is, you see, there is a formula. There is no problem, there is no solution. If at all problem is there, the solution is first and then comes the problem. The problem comes out of the solution. Solution is ever existing. Problems come out of it temporarily for some time in some conditions and they merge in the solution. This is the reality. For example, see, when the teachers make some question papers, ask the teacher, you must have made some question papers. You must have asked some questions, some mathematical questions to your youngsters. Don't you think the answer first and then you make the question out of the answer and then ask? This is the process. The answer is first. From the answer, question is made. This is how the questions are always, question papers are made. Answer is there already. Without answers, no question can be possible. So if this is the real fact, so we can come to the conclusion, every problem has a relation with the solution, and solution is there in the problem. If you analyze the problem thoroughly, the answer comes out from the question itself. Question itself. I have experienced it. I was a naughty fellow. I had no time to do revision again and again like other Granthakitas. I have to play and make mischief. So somehow or other my mind is always one-pointed. When I sit in the question exam hall, I answer half of the questions from the question paper. You cannot believe. in history, in geography, in mathematics also sometimes. The answer is there in the question paper. Now he will ask, who was the first in history? Who was the first, chancellor from English people stepped in India? Now this is the first question. After some questions, he will ask, what did Hastings do as a chancellor, first chancellor in India, how history remembers it? What all good works he did? So answer did you get? The first chancellor is Hastings, Lord Hastings. So in this way, if you go through the question paper thoroughly, you will get half of the answers from there itself. So what I mean, all the answers are there in the question. If you analyze the question thoroughly, the answer will be got from the question itself. There is no question at all. Because answer is not understood or hidden, that's how the question appears. This is the theory. And all the problems come with some teachings for us. The moment you solve the problem, you get encouragement, you get knowledge of solving, and you get courage, everything you get to go ahead. So problems are must in the life. This is how all these, what we read from our Gita or something, we have to think it seriously, analytically, bit by bit, letter by letter. Then only you will get the solution, no problems. No problem is there. No contradiction is there anywhere. So what we come to decide, all these beings, they are imaginary, just some thought process or some imaginary forms due to imagination, due to thoughts only, they get limited, and all those problems and all those bondage and all those entanglement in the cycles of the misunderstanding that in nature. So it goes on eternally, and that is because of my presence, and that presence has the absence eternally. The presence has the absence eternally. Swamiji asked, how it is temporarily, permanently temporary? I replied, Swamiji, it is temporary said, but he is not going to break it or remove it. Permanently this temporary side will be there. So it is called permanently temporary side. Tin said. This is how this jiva is permanently temporary, and moment you say temporarily permanent. So tomorrow we shall see perhaps in essence, the jiva is identical with Brahman. The difference is on account of delusion or imagination or superposition. The illusion of difference is due to the limiting adjunct. Point wise is explaining. See, essence is jiva is identical with Brahma. Jiva brahmeva na param, brahmeva kevalam. The difference is on account of delusion or imagination or superimposition. I have assumed this body is I, or I am this, I am one with my nature. My nature is I. That's how the Purusha has been entangled with the nature. What am I? I am Swami Premanand. Premanand is not I really. It is my name. And I think I am Premanand. Whether I am Premanand or my name is Premanand. I or my. This is the confusion, assumption. This is how we are entangled. My body and I body. Who sees? My eyes are not able to, because there is some disease, I am not able to see perfectly. My eyes are not having good sight. And who is not able to see? I am not able to see. See? Every moment we identify with all the senses, parts of the body and body. Every moment. This is how it is called superimposition. We assume I am so and so, I am so and so. This is the cause why the individual is different from the Brahman, but really speaking, in essence, it is identical with the Brahman. The illusion of difference is due to the limiting adjunct or principle. The mind even has the illusion. Mind itself is illusion. The mind even has the illusion that the ether in the pot is different from the universal ether, is caused by this example always we bring. This is caused by the limiting adjunct. So tomorrow we shall see this again thoroughly. This is most beautiful example how this individual becomes identical by itself or being different from the Brahman. How it becomes. The bright example is the pot sky and the outer sky. Ghatakas and भूताकाश. भूताकाश से घटाकाश कैसे अलग है भाई? अलग मान लिया तो बन गया, और सारे प्रॉब्लम किसी भी हालत में ये घड़ा को तोड़ना है. तोड़ना मतलब खाली ऐसा ये तो टूटता रहता है, परंतु फिर भी वो दूसरा घड़ा आ जाता है और मैं एक घटाकाश हूँ. दूसरा घड़ा आ जाता है मतलब अलग अलग जन्म ले लेता है. और उसी को तो कहा है मनस्य षष्ठान इंद्रियाणि प्रकृति स्थानी कर सती. दूसरा घड़ा बना लेता है फिर फटाफट. दूसरा, अरे ठंडा लग रहा है, बाथरूम में गए नंगा हो करके तो गर्म पानी में नहा रहे, फटाफट पोंछ करके दूसरा कोट पहन लो रे, कमल ओढ़ लो, नहीं तो गंगा जी में डुबकी लगाए, फेंको वो गलता कहाँ कब वो क्या वो मकर संक्रांति के रात में 3 बजे। आजकल तो इतना ठंडा नहीं है, अरे बर्फ पड़ता है वो उसी में जा कर के डुबकी लगाते थे, और शरीर में जैसे कोई आग, बिजली, शक ऐसा चलता है। मारे 2-4 डुबकी फटाफट, और बाहर आए तो हाथ पैर नहीं, तो किसी भी हालत में कपड़ा को उतरे फेंक दो, बाद में आएगी और कमल ओढ़ के भागो, आग जहाँ आए, नहीं तो गर्म पानी में हाथ पैर धो लो, नहीं तो पैर चल नहीं सकता है, इतना ठंडा। तो ऐसे ही फटाफट दूसरा कमल ओढ़ लो, दूसरा घड़ा के अंदर घुस जाओ यही तो होता है। घड़ा टूट गया तो क्या हुआ, दूसरे घड़ा में घुस गए, नंगा रहता नहीं आदमी नंगा रहेगा, वो ठंडा में मरेगा हुआ हाँ, शरीर शून्य हो जाएगा। यहाँ तो यहाँ गंगोत्री में गोमुख में दास, क्या विष्णुदास नंगे रहते हैं, एक भोजपता का लंगोट पहने जिंदगी भर, जाकर के 3 बजे रात को जाकर के गंगा जी में डुबकी लगाएगा। शारदा जी डुबकी लगा कर उठते हैं तो उनके बाल से पानी गिरता है तो बर्फ बन जाता है। डुबकी लगा कर उठे और बाल से पानी गिरता है तो इतना इतना लंबा बर्फ के टुकड़े फोटो है, बताओ। तो उस हालत में कोई नंगा रह सकता है क्या? तो ऐसे ही ये जीव क्या करता है, एक घड़ा टूटा तो दूसरा फटाफट तेरी के वो ठंडा लग रहा है रे, और कब वो सटल बॉडी अच्छा नहीं लगता है, एक ग्रास बॉडी बना दो जल्दी, मना ष्ठानी दिया प्रकृति स्थानी कर सकती। समझे? कल फिर और मजा आएगा। कैसे ये इसको, ये पूरा श्लोक नहीं हो पाया अभी, कल देखेंगे। Again we shall see tomorrow. Thank you, Hari Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevamasisyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गीता माता की जय। हरि